Good afternoon. Michael Masserang here again. And today I'm doing an inspection on a home in Charlotte in the 28211 zip code. One of my real estate agents that calls me quite frequently, her client purchased this home. They've recently moved in and they've reported an active water intrusion issue in the crawl space, which we'll investigate today. So I wanted to record this this inspection to kind of see, public often will call and ask questions. Well, how do you determine if it's a water intrusion issue, or it could be a plumbing issue, could be a foundation drainage issue, and a lot of components come together to give us these clues. This house is approximately 20 years old. And you can see here, it's fairly well maintained. I like the color of the brick. I do see a couple things here. First thing I look at is flower beds and drainage. These crepe myrtles, you'll see these all over Charlotte. I'm always telling customers to cut these down and grind out the stumps. As you'll see, these particular plants get really large over a couple of decades, and they can be invasive, and you can see where this plant is intermingling in with the roof, potentially getting things into the gutters. We've got two of these here in the front of this property that could potentially cause what we call heaving. You'll see with this crepe myrtle, it's such an old plant that you start to change the grade of the flower beds towards the structure. And it's the root systems that cause this issue. As the plants grow, the grade can often be pushed back towards the structure, and that will trap moisture at the foundation level. Japanese maples, you'll often find these as well. Unfortunately, it's a lovely Japanese maple, but it is too close to the house. And over the years, it's gotten invasive. So again, you can see here in this flower bed where we obviously have water being forced towards the structure. And I would suspect when I do the crawl space part of the inspection, I'm going to see water intrusion potentially coming in here. The customer does have, these are standard size gutters, discharges, and looks like those are oversized at the top. So we've got oversized gutters married up to standard size discharge points, which could create a flow problem with the gutters. So we may want to do some gutter improvements here as well. There are a lot of trees in this area, so naturally you're going to deal with it. It is the fall, late fall, early winter here in the Charlotte area. So we're getting a lot of leaves and things that will fall down and clog the gutters. It's really important to keep the gutters clear and free flowing. Do note that this house does have an underground piping system. The underground piping system should be tested for flow. If the piping system is old and it's clogged up at the end, that can actually create back pressure where water will backflow back in basically through the system, and you'll often see water shooting out at that interface when it rains really hard. So certainly something else to be concerned with. And you can see here this crepe myrtle, you can see where it's interfering with the house. These are, obviously these could be the original plants that came with the home, and every so often you're going to start over with new plants. This bush here obviously is getting invasive and should be pulled out, the stump ground out. These flower beds can then be regraded to restore proper slope away from the structure, and that will help with the foundation drainage. We've got a deck here on the back of the deck, or a deck here on the back of the house. Often water will build up underneath decks and create hydrostatic pressure on the back of the foundation wall. The soil consolidates over the years, and so decks are, swimming pools kind of create the same issue where you trap moisture along the back side of the foundation wall here. These plants, same thing. These plants are getting kind of old. These bushes here, you can see, are pretty big, and Here we see a lot of erosion going on, so there must be a lot of water that passes through this area, and it's hard to grow grass. A lot of roots from these plants intermingling in with this corner, and we've got this kind of strange vent well here for where the dryer vent exhausts. It'd be kind of nice to do something here and completely redesign this, bring in some rocks, extend this downspout to an underground pipe, chop out the roots to try to relieve some pressure off this corner. As we go down the side here, several vent wells. 2, 3, looks like we've got 6 of them here. And vent wells, you know, they need to be serviced once in a while too. These look pretty old. At the minimum, I'd like to reinstall these, dig them out properly, and put some pea gravel in the base. You know, these vents are old. These are the flippy vents. Don't really like those very much. They don't open and close at the proper times, often creating crawl space moisture problems. And yeah, this one's kind of loose, but certainly the maintenance on the vent well, certainly something we need to consider doing here to help this new homeowner rectify the water intrusion issue. So what we're going to do next is kind of walk around. You can see the topography of this lot. The water comes from the high side, facing the structure from the front, from the left, and kind of flows from left to right through this property. So perhaps over time some additional hardscapes could be installed to help control this drainage issue that's been reported. So let's go to the crawl space and see what we see here. And we'll turn on the lights. And oh my goodness, yes, quite a bit of water here at the exchanger. This is certainly way more water than a leaky condensation pump, so we are getting some water intrusion. Looks to me like it is a groundwater issue. Could be bubbling up into the crawl space from that hydrostatic pressure, as we talked about. Let's see if we can locate the source. This does look like the low spot of the crawl space. This liner is a clear liner, nothing really fancy that's down. And we've got quite a bit of water here, and it looks to me it's very soft. We've got water droplets under the liner, as you'll often see at this time of year. It is insulated with fiberglass bat. I can't say I like this plastic backing that we're seeing here on this stuff. I really don't really see a whole lot of indication of water coming in through the front. It is collecting pretty much here at the HVAC equipment, and looks like a groundwater penetration where it's just bubbling up. We've got hydrostatic pressure building up along the front wall probably, and it's bleeding through the surface layers and coming up at the low spot here is what it looks like. And very interesting. The front foundation wall, let's crawl there, see if we see any. Oh well, looks like we've got some indication of water coming in. Yeah, looks like it's coming in under the liner, and the source is the front. So again, back to our maintenance issues. Oh yeah, here we go. You can see here's some staining coming in to the crawl space. See the sediment stains? Yeah, this water intrusion is coming in from the front. So no doubt we need to come up with a corrective solution, combination of gutter improvements, regrading the flower beds, and potentially, if that doesn't work, to fall back to a drainage system here in the crawl space and possibly install a sump pump, because we certainly don't want all that water getting getting into the HVAC equipment. Got a little bit of mold here. It's not a terrible amount. So we do have a minor moisture issue that's probably more prevalent in the summer. This is a winter inspection, so we're not going to have elevated moisture during a winter inspection. But this little bit of microbial growth does tell me that potentially we could have an issue with summer moisture spikes. So a potential moisture control program could also be recommended to the customer. But certainly the important issue that we need to rectify is this water intrusion issue. And now we've confirmed it is coming in through the front wall. So we do know it's a surface drainage as well as groundwater penetration. We can make our recommendations to the customer accordingly. So, but yeah, just wanted you to kind of see what we look for in these inspections. A little bit of effervescence on the block. I'm not really concerned about that so much. That's pretty common. It's a salt deposit that you'll see on the block from the water penetrating into the hollow cells of the block, and it just accumulates as a mineral deposit on the other side. But it does appear that this lot stays pretty damp. It hasn't really been raining that much here lately, and we did get some rain a couple days ago. So certainly that is suspect as far as when the last intrusion event occurred. And these trails leading to the reservoir, so to speak, are prevalent. And when I get back over here, we have several gallons of water that have accumulated here at the HVAC exchanger, and we need to definitely create a way to get this water out of here. So it's looking like a sump pump will be probative if the foundation drainage improvements can't correct this. But I always start on the outside first and work my way to the inside. So, this much water, certainly it would be a helpful tool to have a sump pump in here to get this out when it does come in. And also this candidate might be a good possibility for foundation drain tiles that will connect to the pumping system. So a combination of those things. So if you have any questions about foundation drainage, waterproofing, sump pumps, subfloor insulation, vapor barriers, you can certainly give us a call at the number at the bottom of your screen, or visit our website and send us a message there. But again, this is Michael Masserang, and on another inspection here in Charlotte, 28211 zip code. We look forward to helping this customer get through this problem as cost efficiently as possible. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you.